and they would say, "You're so calm, you're so strong, nothing seems to get to you." Have you ever had people tell you that? You're so calm, you're so strong, you're so resilient. But what I've learned from both research and my years working with patients and in my own life, I would say, emotions that don't get processed, they don't really disappear. They get stored in the body, in the nervous system, in the way we relate to others. And eventually these suppressed emotions find a way out. And usually not in the form that we choose or we would like them to find their way out when they eventually get out. I like to think of it like pressure in a pipe. You can cap one end and for a while nothing happens. The water still flows somewhere contained, but the pressure builds up. And it doesn't just evaporate, it comes out somewhere. Sometimes a burst pipe can be a big visible crisis. More often, in my experience, it's a slow trickle or a slow leak. And that's how suppressed emotion works when it starts to come out. It can come out in your sleep, in relationships, it can manifest in your physical health, and just in your well-being, in who you are. It starts to manifest slowly. And there's solid research behind this too. Studies on emotional suppression consistently linked to increased activation of the sympathetic nervous system. And as I mentioned in the video I did about stress, that's your fight or flight system. Even during seemingly normal moments, it can manifest. People who habitually suppress emotions tend to show a higher baseline of stress levels, higher cortisol, again, as I mentioned in the video a couple weeks ago about stress. And sometimes they show more cardiovascular strain. That's what the research has shown. And this surprised me when I first learned about it, because they also said you can have worse memory problems because you're trying to constantly suppress. So suppression doesn't just hide the emotion from other people. It distorts your own relationship with your experience. It sometimes tells you your experience is something different to what you're actually having.